The hip-hop world just got flipped upside down again. 50 Cent, the man who built BMF from a street legend into a TV empire, has officially gone nuclear on Lil Meech. And it's not just about missed lines or lazy acting, no. No, this time. It's about betrayal, backdoor deals, and one name that always finds its way into every rap world disaster: Rick Ross. Apparently, Rosie's been out here playing chess while everyone else was stuck on checkers. Rumor has it, he's been whispering in Lil Meech's ear, offering opportunities, partnerships, and possibly some cold, hard bribe money to slide away from 50's empire. Now, that might sound wild, but this is hip-hop, not Hogwarts. Loyalty doesn't come with a magic spell, just contracts and cash. And when 50 caught wind of it, let's just say he didn't pour champagne, he poured shade. He went straight to Instagram with the kind of subliminal post that could cut glass. You could feel the fury through the captions. Fans said it felt like watching a mafia boss find out his right-hand man switch tables mid-deal. Now the whole industry's choosing sides. Some say Lil Meech just made a business move. Others say he just committed career suicide by betraying the most petty, unforgiving mogul in rap history. Rick Ross stirring the pot. 50 Cent losing his mind. Lil Meech caught in the middle like a rap version of Game of Thrones. Yeah, this isn't just another beef, this is war disguised as a business deal. Welcome to Truth Tattle, where loyalty costs millions, betrayal goes viral, and 50 Cent never forgets who crossed him. It started quietly, the kind of quiet that only exists before an explosion. 50 Cent, the self-proclaimed king of control, had been unusually silent about BMF for weeks. No new teasers, no trademark trolling, no slick captions about how his show runs the culture. Just silence. And in the entertainment world, especially when it comes to 50, silence is never peace, it's preparation. Behind the scenes, whispers were already swirling. Something was off between him and his golden boy, Lil Meech. You know, the same Lil Meech that 50 personally handpicked to play his own father in BMF, the same kid he groomed, guided, and turned from Meech's son into a household name. That's not just mentorship, that's legacy management. But apparently that legacy came with a clause: don't play with 50's money. And definitely don't play with his enemies. The first red flag came when Rick Ross, 50's longtime nemesis and professional pot stirrer, started getting awfully friendly in interviews. Out of nowhere, he's praising Lil Meech, saying things like, "The boy got talent. He a star for real, cute, right?" Except everyone knows Ross doesn't do compliments without a motive. The man could turn a good word into a war. Fans immediately started side-eyeing it. Why Rose talking about Meech all of a sudden? One tweet read, "This feels like a setup." Then the bomb dropped. Rumors surfaced that Rick Ross had reached out to Lil Meech privately about a potential collab, not music business. Word on the street was that Ross had some kind of streaming deal cooking, and he wanted Meech to be the face of it. The problem? That deal looked a little too similar to something 50 already had in the works for BMF Season 3. Fans went into full detective mode. Screenshots, DMs, anonymous tips, social media turned into a digital FBI field office. One user posted, "So Rick Ross is trying to out BMF the men who made BMF." Another added, "Lil Meech better not bite the hand that paid his rent." At first, nobody believed it. The idea that Meech, who 50 calls family, would even entertain something like that was unthinkable. But then, Meech made the fatal mistake. He didn't deny it. Instead, he posted a story with the caption, "A boss moves in silence." Fans lost their minds. Silence? Bro, that's not mysterious, that's incriminating. Meanwhile, 50 was watching everything from his social media throne. The man doesn't argue, he strategizes. He started posting cryptic memes, like a detective who knows the killer but wants the audience to figure it out. One post read, "When you raise somebody right, and they still bite the hand that feeds them." Another said, "Loyalty ain't about who you smile with, it's about who you bleed with." The comments section turned into a bloodbath. Fans instantly connected the dots. He talking about Lil Meech. One wrote, "Oh, this is about Rose for sure." Another added, "In less than 24 hours, Hashtag 50 versus Meech was trending across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. The drama hit its peak when a leaked message started circulating, allegedly a screenshot of Rick Ross texting someone saved as Lil Meech. The message read, "Let's make moves, bro. Don't let nobody box you in. I got a deal that'll change your life." Whether it was real or not didn't matter, the internet decided it was gospel. One user said, "This man trying to steal 50's star like a hip-hop Thanos. By now, the situation had reached nuclear status." The irony? This wasn't even about money, it was about power. For 50, BMF wasn't just a show, it was personal legacy. He turned a street empire into a TV phenomenon. And now his prodigy, the face of his franchise, was allegedly cozying up to the same man who'd been clowning 50 for over a decade. Rick Ross, for his part, didn't deny anything either. Instead, he doubled down, laughing in interviews, dropping sly comments like, "It's all love. If Lil Meech wanna talk business, the doors of the promised land are open. And if you don't know, the promised land is Ross Mansion." Translation: "I'm welcoming your boy into my kingdom." That was it. 50 snapped. The man who once turned Ya Rule into a punchline now had a new target, and this time, it was someone he thought was family. He went straight to Instagram and posted a photo of himself standing next to a luxury car with the caption, "You can't build kings with disloyal knights." No names, no tags, just pain and power. Lil Meech tried to play it cool, big mistake. He posted a selfie a few hours later, wearing all designer, captioned, "The young Don stays focused." That was like poking a bear while wearing honey-scented cologne. 50 immediately clapped back with another post that said, "Focused on what? The wrong bag?" Fans were eating it up. "This is getting spicy." One tweeted, "50 posting like a disappointed dad." Another wrote, "Behind the drama, though, was a darker truth. 50 felt betrayed. He'd taken a gamble on Lil Meech when nobody else would. He defended him during arrests, cleaned up his public image, and literally built his Hollywood career from scratch. This wasn't just business, it was mentorship. And betrayal from someone you helped build? That cuts different." Industry insiders started leaking details about meetings that didn't sit right with 50. Apparently, he found out Lil Meech had been taking calls behind the scenes, calls he didn't disclose. That's the ultimate sin in 50's world. You don't move without the boss knowing, especially when the boss is Curtis Jackson. The internet started speculating wildly. Some said Rick Ross had offered Meech a massive check to jump ship and appear in a rival project. Others claimed it was all cloud chasing to get attention for an upcoming BM spin-off. But the damage was already done. Public trust was broken. And so was 50's patience. Now, this is where it gets Shakespearean. People close to 50 said he felt like Lil Meech had forgotten where he came from. That's the same energy that once fueled 50's most iconic feuds, from The Game to Floyd Mayweather. Every betrayal just adds another chapter to his legend. And this one? It hit different. Because it came from someone he believed in. As the memes, reactions, and rumors continued to explode, 50 stayed cryptic until he didn't. Late one night, he posted a video of himself laughing, sipping wine, saying, "Everybody wanna be a boss. Until it's time to pay the cost." The laugh at the end, cold, calculated, the kind of laugh that says, "I'm about to ruin your PR team's week." By the next morning, every blog had a headline, 50 Cent cuts ties with Lil Meech over BMF betrayal. Rick Ross behind the drama, the fall of a prodigy. And as the world debated who was right or wrong, one thing became clear: 50 doesn't lose wars, he extends them. Because when 50 Cent feels betrayed, he doesn't just react, he plots. And behind that smirk and those memes, something darker was already brewing. The next moves were coming, and they weren't going to be pretty. What started as whispers was now an all-out battle: loyalty vs. legacy, mentor vs. student, empire vs. temptation. And this was only the beginning. By the time the sun came up, the internet had already turned the 50 Cent vs. Lil Meech saga into a full-blown spectator sport. The blogs were buzzing, podcasts were dissecting every quote, and TikTok detectives were connecting dots that didn't even exist. But somewhere between the memes and the madness, a dangerous truth started to crawl out. Rick Ross wasn't just trolling, he was strategizing. You see, Ross has always been that dude who thrives on chaos. He's like the hip-hop Thanos patient, calculated, and never missing a chance to collect another infinity stone of pettiness. And this time, his target wasn't just 50E's ego, it was 50E's empire. By all accounts, Ross had been quietly building a rival series concept that sounded suspiciously like a BMF remix, a project about street legends turned moguls, allegedly in talks with a rival streaming platform. The twist? Word was, he wanted Lil Meech to headline it. Fans couldn't believe it. Ross trying to out BMF. This man needs a hobby. One tweet said. Another went viral with, Rick Ross got a chill before 50 turned him into another Ja Rule documentary. But while the internet laughed, 50 wasn't laughing at all. For him, this wasn't a joke, it was a declaration of war. In classic 50 Cent fashion, he didn't respond with interviews or apologies. He responded with receipts. A day later, he dropped a cryptic post showing contract paperwork blurred out, with the caption, "When you sign with me, your family. When you sneak with ops, your food." The entire culture froze. That wasn't just shade, that was a death sentence in entertainment language. Within minutes, Lil Meech's name was trending again. People started flooding his comments with emojis, food references. 50 about to eat you alive, one fan commented. He made you. He can unmake you. And while most celebrities would have gone radio silent after something like that, Meech couldn't resist firing back. He posted a photo in his car, rocking designer shades, and captioned, "The young boss don't answer to nobody." The post barely lasted an hour before it got deleted, but not before it was screenshotted 10,000 times and blasted across every gossip page from Hollywood Unlocked to academics. It was official. The student had just challenged a teacher. That's when 50 really started snapping. In his next video, he didn't even try to hide the fury. "I gave that boy everything," he said, smirking through gritted teeth. "A platform, a name, a story, and this how you repay it." Running off with Officer Ricky? The mention of Officer Ricky, a nickname mocking Rick Ross's past as a correctional officer, reignited their decade-long feud like gasoline on fire. Rick Ross wasted no time clapping back. He went live in his bathrobe because of course he did, sipping Belaire and laughing. "You see, when you a boss, your employees get emotional," he said. "Tell Fifth the game ain't his monopoly. He don't own these young kings." The video instantly went viral. Fans couldn't believe the audacity. Rick Ross out here narrating his own downfall. One tweet said, "Bro thinks he untouchable cause he's got a Wingstop franchise." Now it wasn't just personal, it was public. The entertainment industry was split down the middle. Some sided with 50, calling him the godfather of hustle who deserved loyalty. Others defended Lil Meech, saying he was just expending his bag. And then there were Ross's fans, hyping him up like he was some Robin Hood of rap, freeing the young star from corporate control. But while everyone debated, something deeper was happening. TMZ dropped an exclusive, alleged messages between Ross's team and Meech's representatives, discussing potential partnership terms. The screenshots included phrases like ownership, share, branding opportunities, and independent visibility. Translation? Ross was offering Meech creative freedom, the one thing 50 famously keeps a chokehold on. That revelation flipped the narrative overnight. Suddenly, fans weren't just clowning Meech, they were questioning 50's methods. "Maybe 50 too controlling," one post said. "Every artist that leaves him ends up happier," another countered. "Nah, loyalty's loyalty. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, build your own table later." As the debate raged, celebrities started weighing in. Fat Joe called it a sad moment for hip-hop families. Charlemagne the God labeled it the ultimate clash of egos. Even Bow Wow, yes, Bow Wow jumped into the comments saying, "This generation don't respect Uggs no more." The internet roasted him for trying to join grown man business, but it added fuel to the fire. And then, like clockwork, 50 went nuclear again. He posted a photo of a lion staring down a cub with the caption, He thought the jungle was friendly. That single post got over 2 million likes in an hour. People were begging for him to chill. But if there's one thing 50 Cent doesn't do, it's chill. The man doesn't just fight, he narrates his enemy's destruction. Ross, of course, kept stirring the pot. He started posting clips of himself blasting 50's music in his Maybach, tagging him with captions like "still inspired by the boss." Fans couldn't tell if it was trolling or genius marketing. Rick Ross trolling 50 is like poking a volcano with a stick, one fan wrote. We all about to watch lava hit bet. Meanwhile, Lil Meech found himself drowning in the crossfire. He couldn't post, couldn't breathe, couldn't even sneeze without being accused of betrayal. The comments were ruthless, ungrateful, snake energy. How you betray the man who gave you your last name twice. The kid who once symbolized legacy now symbolized disloyalty. And behind all the headlines, there were whispers that BMF Season 3 was now on hold. The official reason? Creative direction issues. But fans weren't buying it. Everyone knew what that meant. 50 was tightening the screws. When he feels betrayed, he doesn't just cut people off. He makes sure their opportunities vanish too. Even cast members started acting weird online, liking shady posts, dropping subtle emojis, avoiding questions. Everyone was walking on eggshells. Because in 50's world, if you side with the enemy, you become the enemy. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. Ross dropped a cryptic clip teasing a new project called The Real Empire. The caption read, "Inspired by true events." Fans immediately connected the dots. "Oh, he bold." One user tweeted, "He trying to turn this feud into a whole show." Another said, "Ross playing chess while 50 writing diss tracks." 50 didn't take long to respond. He posted a video of himself laughing hysterically before saying, "Boy, I'll buy that network just to cancel your show." It was savage, petty, and completely on brand. The internet erupted in applause. 50 wins every argument just by existing. One user wrote, "By this point, the feud wasn't just hip-hop news, it was pop culture history." Major outlets like Billboard and Variety were covering it like it was a presidential scandal. And while the world watched, Lil Meech was the one caught in the flames. He'd gone from breakout star to the most controversial actor in Black Hollywood all in under a month. The memes became ruthless. One viral tweet said, "50 built Meech like Tony Stark built Iron Man. And now the suit fighting back." Another added, "Rick Ross recruiting 50's son like Thanos collecting Avengers." The craziest part, the feud was just heating up. Insiders claimed 50 had one last move, something career-ending he was waiting to unleash. And knowing 50, that could mean anything. A leaked contract, a diss track, or an entire documentary. Because for 50 Cent, revenge isn't a response, it's an art form. But this wasn't just about Meech or Ross anymore. This was about power, legacy, and control, the kind of story that never ends with an apology. Because in the world of 50 Cent, loyalty isn't optional, it's survival. And if Meech thought this was just business, he was about to learn that in 50's empire, betrayal doesn't get settled in boardrooms, it gets televised. By the next week, this feud had officially evolved from a simple misunderstanding to an all-out rap soap opera. The internet couldn't look away. Every time you thought the fire was dying down, someone threw another gallon of gasoline. 50 Cent wasn't just mad anymore, he was on a mission. And when 50 is on a mission, it's never about getting even, it's about making sure you never recover. The first sign of that came when he made a move that screamed boss energy. He didn't drop a diss track, didn't rant, he dropped a casting call. A real one. 50 posted an announcement looking for a new young talent for a Detroit-based project. No names, no details. But everyone knew what that meant. He was replacing Lil Meech before the ink on the betrayal headlines had even dried. The caption read, "Loyalty is the only audition that matters." Boom. Internet meltdown. Fans went crazy. He's really recasting BMF. 50 don't forgive, he recruits replacements. The comment sections looked like a funeral. Even industry insiders started whispering, "That's it, Meech is done." One producer tweeted, 50 Cent just turned mentorship into a cautionary tale. And they weren't wrong, because if 50 feels you betrayed him, He'll turn your career into a Netflix documentary titled How to Lose a Mogul in 10 Days. Meanwhile, Lil Meech went ghost. No posts, no stories, no lives, just silence. The same fans who once cheered for him started clowning. He went from BMF to MIA. One tweet said, another joked, bro hiding in Rick Ross' backyard like a fugitive. But silence wasn't saving him, it was haunting him. Because in 2025's internet, if you don't control your narrative, the memes will do it for you. Rick Ross, on the other hand, was thriving in the chaos like a hip-hop Loki. He started uploading motivational videos about loyalty, leadership, and owning your destiny, all while sipping wine in his massive backyard. Fans knew he was trolling. One clip went viral of Ross saying, "A real boss don't work for nobody, he partners." The comment section was pure comedy. Translation: I bribe for business. Rick Ross doing TED Talks in beef form. But the moment that truly broke the internet came when 50 finally spoke, not through Instagram, not through memes, but through power. Literally, during an appearance at a power event, he said, "I built my empire on loyalty, not luck. You play with me, you play yourself." That clip went viral instantly, circulating across every social media platform like wildfire. You could hear the venom in his tone, a mix of pride, pain, and pettiness. It wasn't just a quote. It was a warning to the entire industry. And here's where it got really ugly. Word leaked that 50 had blocked Lil Meech from multiple opportunities, endorsement deals, red carpet invites, even collaborations. One insider told the Shade Room, "If 50 says no, doors start closing. It's not a threat, it's a reality." The man didn't need to argue. He simply pressed mute on careers. Meanwhile, Ross tried to spin the narrative, acting like he was doing Meech a favor. "I'm giving that young man freedom," he said on a podcast. Freedom from contracts, from control. But fans saw through it instantly. One top comment said it best. Ross didn't free him, he just dragged him from a mansion into a maze. The internet had officially turned Team 50 vs. Team Ross into a digital battleground. TikTok was flooded with parody skits. One went viral showing someone pretending to be Lil Meech getting interviewed by Ross in a Wingstop uniform. Another showed 50 scrolling Instagram and saying, "So that's how you repay me. I made you relevant, not rentable." Even fans who weren't into hip-hop were tuning in. This had become cultural cinema. But as the laughs kept rolling, Lil Meech finally broke his silence. Out of nowhere, he dropped a short clip on Instagram. No fancy setup, no filters, just him, sitting in a dark room, hoodie up, looking exhausted. "Y'all don't know what's really going on," he said quietly. "I got love for 50 forever, but sometimes you gotta make your own choices." The comment section erupted. Some people felt sympathy, others dragged him mercilessly. "Bro, you made your choice when you chose the wrong mentor. Ain't no coming back from crossing Curtis Jackson." It didn't matter how heartfelt the message was, the damage was irreversible. The internet doesn't do forgiveness, it does screenshots. But here's the twist: a week later, TMZ reported that Ross had officially offered Meech a major role in a new untitled drama. The description? A story of loyalty, betrayal, and legacy in the streets. Fans couldn't believe it. "Oh, he's trolling 50 through scriptwriting now." One comment said, "Ross making fanfiction out of other people's pain." 50, of course, couldn't resist a final punch. He posted a photo of a broken watch with the caption, "Even time can't fix stupid." Simple, cold, effective. That post alone hit over 3 million likes and had fans declaring victory for him once again. "That's why he's the petty goat," one fan said. 50 don't argue, he narrates your downfall like Morgan Freeman. And the craziest part, 50 didn't stop there. Reports say he started developing a BM spin-off, one focused on loyalty, deception, and the cost of fame. People are already calling it the Meech Memorial. The shade is biblical. Ross, meanwhile, is pretending to stay above it all. But every now and then he slips. During a concert, he shouted, "Ain't no fake bosses over here," and the crowd lost its mind. Fans instantly turned it into a meme war, comparing Ross' boss claims to 50's empire of shows, liquor brands, and production deals. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. Rick Ross talks like he owns castles. 50 actually builds them. As for Lil Meech, his career's now in limbo. The offers have slowed, the hype has faded, and the name that once carried power now carries caution. People whisper it like a lesson. Don't pull a Meech. It's become industry slang for burning bridges too early, and the internet, oh, it's still having a field day. Every new update gets millions of views because this isn't just celebrity drama, it's a Shakespearean tragedy with Wi-Fi. The mentor betrayed by the student, the rival exploiting the fallout, and the audience watching with popcorn and hashtags, but underneath the spectacle, one thing stands tall: 50 Cent doesn't lose, he documents. Every beef, every betrayal, every public humiliation becomes another notch in his cultural belt. He doesn't just destroy careers. He creates legends out of the wreckage. That's why no one plays chess with him, they play checkers. And he builds the board. Rick Ross might think he won a battle, but everyone knows who still owns the war. And Lil Meech, he learned the hardest lesson in hip-hop history: when you cross the man who made you famous, you don't just lose your mentor, you lose your narrative. So, while Ross keeps talking and Meech keeps vanishing, 50 sits back, sipping champagne in silence. Because when you're that powerful, you don't need revenge, your success is revenge. And if history's taught us anything, it's this: when 50 Cent snaps, he doesn't just end the argument, he ends the era. And there you have it, another day. Another empire crumbling in the rap kingdom. What started as mentorship turned into mayhem. And once again, 50 Cent reminded everyone why he's not just a mogul, he's the final boss of revenge. Lil Meech learned the hard way that when you play chess against 50, you don't get to be the king, you're just another pawn that got too confident. And Rick Ross? He might think he's stirring the pot, but he's really just seasoning his own downfall. But the question remains, who do you think really crossed the line here? Was 50 being too controlling? Or did Lil Meech forget who put him in position? Is Rick Ross just being a business genius? Or is this another cloud chase disguised as a power move? I need y'all to sound off in the comments, because this debate isn't just wild, it's historic. If this saga had you glued to your screen like a Bet After Dark rerun, then smash that like button like it owes you royalties. Hit subscribe before 50 drops his next bomb, because on Truth Tattle, we don't just cover the news, we expose the narrative. Turn on your notifications, because the next scandal might drop before Ross finishes his next lemon pepper wing. And trust me, we'll be right here breaking it down, layer by layer, with more spice than 50's Instagram captions. This is Truth Tattle, where loyalty gets tested, fame gets exposed, and every boss move comes with a receipt. Stay tuned, because the streets are talking, and the next betrayal's already loading.